What is the universe, really? Is it just a vast collection of matter and energy, or is there something more to it? Could the universe itself be a form of consciousness, experiencing existence in a way we can't comprehend? Does the universe have a purpose, or is it simply an endless cycle of creation and destruction? The idea that the universe may function similarly to a massive, interconnected brain is a concept that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. The notion that the cosmos is not just an expansive collection of galaxies, but instead follows an intricate, structured pattern resembling a neural network, leads to profound questions about the nature of reality, consciousness, and existence itself. By exploring these ideas through the lens of physics, neuroscience, and philosophy, one can begin to see intriguing parallels that suggest the universe might be more than just a lifeless expanse of matter. It might, in some sense, be alive. At the heart of this concept is the comparison between the structure of the universe and the human brain. Scientists have long observed striking similarities between the large-scale structure of the cosmos and the neural networks that govern thought and cognition. The universe, when mapped on the grandest scales, reveals a web-like arrangement of galaxies connected by filaments of dark matter and gas. These vast cosmic filaments stretch across unimaginable distances, forming an interconnected network that bears a visual and structural resemblance to the way neurons connect within the brain. In both systems, nodes, galaxies in the universe, neurons in the brain, are linked by pathways that facilitate interaction and exchange, forming an intricate web of communication. These similarities are more than superficial. In 2020, researchers conducted a study comparing the structural organization of the cosmic web with neural networks. They discovered that, despite the enormous differences in scale, both systems share similar degrees of complexity, connection density, and self-organization. The mathematical principles governing these structures suggest a deeper, perhaps fundamental, relationship between them. This raises a profound question. Could the universe itself be processing information in a way analogous to a vast cosmic brain? The possibility that the universe might function as a massive information processor brings us to the role of quantum mechanics and entanglement. Quantum physics has demonstrated that particles separated by vast distances can instantaneously influence each other, a phenomenon known as quantum entanglement. This suggests that information is not confined to a single location, but is instead woven into the very fabric of reality. If information can be transmitted instantaneously across space, it might imply that the universe is not just a passive stage upon which events unfold, but rather an active participant in a vast, interconnected system of data processing. This leads to the question, could consciousness itself be an emergent property of this information processing? One hypothesis that attempts to answer this question is panpsychism, the idea that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, much like space, time, and energy. Panpsychism posits that rather than emerging from complex arrangements of matter, consciousness is already present in all things to some degree. If this were true, then the universe itself could possess a kind of proto-consciousness, with intelligence or awareness emerging at different scales. This challenges the traditional materialist view, which holds that consciousness arises purely as a byproduct of brain activity. Instead, it suggests that consciousness is an intrinsic aspect of reality, with our own subjective experiences being just one manifestation of a much larger, cosmic awareness. The implications of this are staggering. If the universe is a kind of giant mind, then every structure within it, galaxies, planets, and even subatomic particles, may play a role in a grander process of thought or computation. This idea resonates with the work of physicist John Wheeler, who proposed the it-from-bit principle, suggesting that information is the fundamental building block of reality. According to Wheeler, the universe is not composed of tangible matter at its most basic level, but rather of informational bits, similar to those that power modern computers. This would mean that physical reality, as we experience it, is ultimately a manifestation of data being processed on a cosmic scale. Further supporting this notion is the observation that the universe appears to exhibit signs of self-organization and complexity growth. From the formation of atoms to the emergence of galaxies, solar systems, and life itself, the universe seems to follow a trajectory toward increasing complexity. In much the same way that neural networks in the brain become more intricate as they learn and adapt, the cosmos seems to evolve toward higher states of order. If the universe were merely a random, lifeless expanse, one might expect it to be in a state of gradual decay rather than a process of continual self-organization. This tendency toward complexity suggests an underlying principle that governs the unfolding of reality, a principle that might be akin to thought or cognition on a grand scale. A further consideration is the role of consciousness in shaping reality itself. The observer effect in quantum mechanics demonstrates that the act of measurement influences the outcome of an experiment. This has led to philosophical interpretations suggesting that consciousness might play a fundamental role in the structure of the universe. Some interpretations of quantum theory propose that reality does not exist in a definite state until it is observed, implying that consciousness is woven into the very fabric of existence. If this is true, then human thought and perception might not be isolated phenomena, but rather integral components of a larger, universal process. This idea leads to a fascinating question. If the universe is a kind of mind, is it aware of itself? In the same way that individual neurons within a brain contribute to the emergence of consciousness, could individual conscious beings, humans, animals, perhaps even all living organisms, contribute to the awareness of the cosmos? This notion aligns with the concept of collective consciousness, the idea that individual minds are connected to a greater, overarching intelligence. Throughout history, many spiritual and philosophical traditions have proposed that all things are interconnected, and modern physics may now be providing scientific support for this ancient wisdom. There are also significant implications for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If intelligence is a fundamental aspect of the universe, rather than a rare accident of evolution, then the emergence of conscious beings elsewhere in the cosmos might be inevitable. Perhaps civilizations across the universe serve as the neurons of a vast, cosmic intellect, each contributing to a greater whole. If this is the case, then the universe might not only be conscious but also engaged in a process of learning and evolution on an unimaginable scale. Despite these fascinating possibilities, many questions remain. If the universe functions like a mind, what governs its thoughts? Is it guided by deterministic laws? Or is there room for free will on a cosmic scale? Could the universe itself possess emotions, desires, or intentions? Or is its awareness fundamentally different from human consciousness? These are profound and difficult questions, and answering them will require insights from physics, neuroscience, philosophy, and perhaps even disciplines we have yet to develop. Ultimately, the idea that the universe might be a vast, interconnected mind is both an awe-inspiring and humbling perspective. It suggests that rather than being isolated observers in a cold, indifferent cosmos, we are active participants in a grand, unfolding process of cosmic cognition. Whether or not the universe is truly conscious, the exploration of this idea challenges us to rethink our place in existence, to consider the possibility that we are part of something far greater than ourselves, and to continue the pursuit of understanding the deepest mysteries of reality.